Helen here with Scraplift Saturday. Here's this week's inspiration piece, plus I'm scraplifting Audrey Yeager and Missy Whiddon. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. I'm scraplifting two talented ladies at the same time. Both ladies used a sunburst stencil in their layouts, and I was inspired to do the same, as you can see. I sorted through my Maggie Holmes Chasing Dreams collection and found this black and white page and thought, well, both the other ladies started with mixed media, so I will too. Added a little bit of gesso, a lot of gesso, and got it ready to add some colour by using the packaging technique. I pulled out my Shimmers Jenny B Blue, one of my favourite colours, and spread it around, and spread it around, and spread it around. I just kept going until I was happy with the amount of colour. Generally, when I start a layout, I have no plan in mind. Unless I'm using a sketch, then that's a little bit different. But usually I pick a photo and I go from there. And that's exactly what I did today. I found this photo, it was laying in my stash of pre-printed photos, but it's of my son when he was doing surfing lessons back in December of 2008. So it's a pretty old photo. And terrible twin mother that I am, I've scrapbooked his brother, but I've never actually scrapbooked a photo of just him alone. You may have noticed that I added actually some splatters of darker blue as well. And then I got the stencil out and I thought, well, what am I going to use? Some ink and a bit of cut and dry foam from Ranger, and I blended some ink through the stencil, fading it out towards the end of the ray. By using archival ink, I know that if I go to do anything else later, it's not going to run. If I'd chosen to use a distress ink, if I'd put any more spray on or anything wet, it would react with the ink, and I didn't want that to happen. And as you can see, I grabbed out some more shimmers and added some yellow sprinkles. Not that you can really see it that well in the video, but in real life, you can see those yellow splatters around the page. I put that aside to dry and decided to work on the photo. You can see I've pulled out some yellow and black and white page, 6x6 pages out of the Chasing Dreams pattern paper pad, and I just chose ones that I liked and matted them up. And trim this one down, and here you can see contemplation. I decided to actually rip a bit of a wider side just for something a little bit different. Now, I can't do a scrap lift of a Missy layout without using tissue paper. And although when I stuck it down it wasn't really smooth, I thought, well, a bit of extra texture will be good. And trimmed it off to size. And that little bit of me that likes it all to be right, had to trim that side as well. I went to a craft show last weekend with my friend Marita and picked up a few new stencils. I couldn't resist playing with this one. I got a darker yellow archival ink out to ink it up with. And although Missy and Audrey didn't have colour around their edge of their page, I couldn't help myself. I like doing it. It's me. And this is my layout after all. Oh, I'm showing you there. I did sew it too, like the two ladies did. That did take me an awful while. Thankfully for you, I didn't record that. After I stuck all those bits together, I went through all my drawers of embellishments and just pulled out things that were black and white and yellow, and found this old frame from goodness knows when. I'm not quite sure how old it is because just was stuck in a drawer, and thought, yeah, why not? Let's use it up. So, some stash busting as well. Next, mounting it with some fun foam just to give it that bit of dimension, and then working on the title. I wanted to hand cut my title as well, something I really haven't done very much of ever, and use this huge big ampersand once again from my stash. After cutting up some rectangles, I hand drew all the letters and cut them out. Voila, all done. Title's going to be reading Surf and Sun equals fun. Once I placed them on my layout, I realised that the ampersand was way too huge, plus you can't really see those letters that well from the background because everything's black and yellow and white. So I went around with a fine pen just to give them a bit of definition, plus I inked around the edges as well. And now I think they really pop. As you can see, using some liquid glue, and voila, all glued down. Then I thought, well, what am I going to do about an ampersand? And went through my thickers and found that black one, and I cut up a piece of that same pack. I think it was Amy Tan's Finders Keepers from a while ago to make my equal sign, and then really felt I needed a doodle border just to tie it all together. And once again, looking through my stash, I found this cloud die cut, goodness knows how old, and the outline on the cloud was blue, but I would trace over it with black to tie it all in, inked around it with yellow again, and then just went through and found some different embellishments. The sun is a piece from Coco Vanilla Studio. These pieces I think might be from Kaisercraft. Or Kaisercraft, however you say it, I'm not really sure. That flare badge, oh my goodness, I don't even know how old that is. It's so old that when I tried to take it out of the packet, the glue came off. And I just started fiddling, really. I like that combination of the grey, the yellow, and the white, and I think it came together really easily. I often, as I said before, I don't plan, and it's the same. I'm very much, let's stick it down and make it work kind of girl. I don't want to agonise and move it around. That's not me. If it doesn't work, well then just gives me another challenge to think, how can I make it work? Some more of those Cocoa Vanilla embellishments. And then I thought, well, just bring in a bit more colour. So I brought in these Bella Boulevard puffy hearts. And I thought, no, I've got to use 3. That rule of 3, I like to tie it all in. I didn't like that heart, though, by the surf. I had thought about putting some embellishments on the letters, but in the end, I didn't really like that. I liked them actually quite clean. Some good old, was it Poolside by Crate Paper from a while ago as well. Some bits and pieces, and that just gave me that third embellishment place. I did find a sun sticker as well that I've put behind the ampersand. And yeah, that's about it really. Just straightening that up because it's got to be straight, Helen. Oh, and 3 yellow puffy stickers from Chamel's Little by Little. That's a little lion, but it just gives that circular look like a sun in that bottom cluster. And you can see I added a few little black pieces, and that's it. I hope you've enjoyed it, found some inspiration. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.